Welcome to Cabernet Chronicles, where I, Amy Lynn, tell you guys some stories, either about my life or some weird history or whatever it is I go on a tangent about every week. This week I have Mallory with me.
Hello, guys.
Hello. Now, Mallory, question.
Shoot.
Have you ever had a horrible roommate?
Yes. Yes.
All right. Have you ever seen that show, My Nightmare Roommate?
I don't think I have, actually.
Okay. Well, this is the story that everyone keeps telling me that I should send in to My Nightmare Roommate. So,
Sounds like it's going to be good.
setting the scene. I had been living in the same apartment for 7 years. 7 years, North Seattle, same apartment. I had a couple different roommates, but my longtime roommate decided to go move on to his boat and live his best life.
Rude.
Whatever. Rude, right? And me being a poor preschool teacher was like, well, now I don't want to pay full rent in Seattle, so I guess I got to get a roommate. Now, how do you usually get your roommates?
I think they're usually just friends who need to move
Yes.
somewhere.
Yes. And keep it that way. Because you know what? I found my roommate on Craigslist.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Classic.
Yes. So Craigslist is where I went and found my roommate. And let me tell you, it was not good. Never look for a roommate on Craigslist. Really, never look for anything on Craigslist, actually. And if you do buy stuff on Craigslist, make sure you have another person with you and maybe a gun with you while you go and do it. All right.
Oh, my God.
Well, I mean, Craigslist killer and all those things, especially if you're a woman. Never buy
Right.
things off of Craigslist from people you don't know unless you're meeting in a place where it's public and you have a gun.
Doesn't even have to be Craigslist, just online in
Actually,
general.
yes, this is true. Tinder, WhatsApp, I don't know what else. I don't know all
What
these
do the
apps, I'm
kids
sorry.
do these
I
days?
know, right? TikTok. Don't anybody off of TikTok
Oh, God.
at all. So I did a Craigslist ad and I had a mother in Florida contact me for her 20-year-old son.
Okay.
She wanted to see if he liked living in Seattle before choosing to go to college in Seattle. Seems reasonable, right?
Right.
Okay. Well, I was like, yeah, why don't you come and meet me and see if you like the place? And she just went, how about I pay for 3 months rent right now and then my son can just move in like next week. And I went, 3 months of rent already? Okay.
I feel like that's a red flag.
Oh, that's red flag number 1. You are right. This is the first red flag of the night
God.
and the adventure that would be my nightmare roommate. So, this wonderful nice woman comes with her creepy little 20-year-old son. And you know how last episode I was talking about my neighbor whom
Right.
told me always listen to that thing inside you. I didn't listen.
You ignored the guy.
I felt the creep vibe and I went, well, 3 months rent.
You'll do put up with a lot.
So
For free rent.
I was like, yeah, sure. After that day of meeting him, I never slept with my door unlocked.
Oh my God.
So this little fucking creep, some of the things he did were, I had a friend who stayed over and she was out on the couch and he just kept reaching over and touching her feet.
No.
Anytime I left the room. I didn't know about this until a little bit later when we're going to bed. And she's like, I really hope we're locking this door. And I said, oh, I always lock my door. And she said, good, because he wouldn't leave my feet alone. He kept touching her fucking feet. So she's super uncomfortable. I'm super uncomfortable. I'm like, all right, don't worry. Already locking the door. It's going to be cool. He was a little slob. He
Oh.
never did any of his dishes ever. I was constantly doing all of his dishes. And I'm not saying, oh, he cooked and then he left the dishes in overnight to soak kind of thing.
Right.
I found dishes,
Oh.
week-old dishes
No.
in the bottom drawer in the bathroom.
What?
Cuz apparently instead of doing his dishes, he just hid them instead.
In shame.
In shame? I don't know what. Now, remember that little murder sense that I was telling you about?
Oh no.
Well, that was tingling and it was going, "Ooh, girl, do these dishes. Just do the dishes."
Oh my-
And I would sit there doing these dishes, being so mad at myself, feeling like all of that money I spent on therapy to not be a fucking people pleaser, here I was doing this motherfucker's dishes.
Oh my god.
But again, that little thing in my head was like, just do the dishes. Just do the dishes. It's okay. Just keep doing the dishes. So I kept doing this motherfucker's dishes.
God.
I mean, you would think it would get better, right?
Right? Well, I mean, 20, I don't think.
No, it didn't get better.
Oh no.
It didn't.
Did it get worse?
So, turned out the reason why he wanted to come to Seattle was because he wanted to be the next Kurt Cobain.
Oh.
And he was obsessed with Nirvana.
Okay.
Now, this little creep didn't have any kind of like musical ability. He didn't play guitar. He didn't play any instrument. He didn't sing. He didn't anything. But apparently he wrote shitty ass poetry.
Oh Jesus. What a winner.
But I think what he really wanted to be like Kurt Cobain was all the drugs.
Oh.
So he was high on something all the time. And hey, you know what? Weed's legal here. You want to smoke a bunch of weed here? That's fine. You want to drink some wine? That's fine. Cool. You're 20 though, so not sure where you're getting it because I'm not buying it for you. But one day, he just doesn't come home, which was heaven.
I'm free for the night.
This guy did not come home for 3 days.
Oh.
So that means my house was clean for 3 days. I sat on my couch and watched TV and played video games on my TV and video games that he was always on.
Oh.
Like I would get home from work and I just go to my room because he was out on the couch
That's stressful.
already playing the video games and so I would literally just lived in my bedroom for
Right.
this time. Now, he'd been living there for 2 months by then. He disappears for 3 days. This is heaven. Except for his mom called me, texted me, everything. Almost every single hour on the hour because she didn't know where he was and he wasn't answering his phone.
It's a red flag.
And so she was freaking out that maybe he's dead. And I was like, you know, he might be. But
Oh, well.
I'm trying to help her out to not worry too badly. But also I'm like, I will let you know the moment he gets home. So on day 3, this little creep comes into the door. He is obviously high on something.
Ooh.
I don't know. He has one shoe.
What?
I don't know where his other shoe went. He looks like he got the shit beat out of him. Which I'm like, from your behavior that I know you of, makes sense.
Not surprised.
Not surprised. Not surprised at all. And you know what you do when your roommate comes home, obviously high as fuck on drugs and missing a shoe and has definitely gotten the shit beat out of him at some point after being gone for 3 days. Do you know what you do?
I
What would you
mean,
do?
I would hide in my room immediately.
I cooked him dinner.
Oh, okay.
I cooked him dinner. I was already cooking dinner, but it became his dinner. That little thing in my head said, cook this motherfucker dinner, because if he's creepy sober, he not gonna be okay, whatever drug he is
Oh
on.
my God, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. So I cooked his ass dinner, and I gave him dinner. And then he passed out on the couch after eating the dinner that was supposed to be my dinner, but I gave him my dinner. And then I went and called his mom. And I was like, hey, so he's home. He is alive. But ooh, I don't know what's happened. But something has happened. And of course, curiosity also for me, I was like, I want to know what happened.
Right?
So then he wakes up about 2 hours later or so. And I'm like, so what happened? What's going on? Good sir? Tell me.
Are you
Also,
okay?
your mom is super worried. Don't worry. I called her and told her that you were alive. And then he told me this whole story.
Oh God.
I don't know if I believe any of it. However, he was in a park with a guitar. That's not his guitar. Don't know where he got this guitar from. And he was playing guitar with some friends in the park. And then all of a sudden, right? That's what I was thinking too. And then all of a sudden, these people came up to them and blew dust in their face. And then he was running through the woods, running away from them, and was in the woods hiding for the last 3 days. And I was like, you've been in the woods in Seattle in October for the last 3 fucking days. Okay. But of course, I'm not going to say that to his face. I was like, oh, wow, that seems so crazy. I can't believe you went through that. Oh my God. I'm so happy you're home and safe. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So I was like, why don't you just go to your bed and sleep this off? It sounds like you got drugged and then you had an experience. And
a little adventure.
so I told his mom all that, and she also was like, that doesn't sound real. And I was like, no, it doesn't. But I wasn't going to say anything because I'm not fucking with that. You can call him and ask him yourself. Within that whole time, though, he had lost his cell phone. So that's why he didn't call his mom.
That's believable.
So then his mom was like, how about I send you money and you go buy him a new cell phone?
Okay.
So I went and bought this little fucking creep a new goddamn cell phone. And I had to be like, this is his number. And he lost his phone. And it was a whole fucking thing. And then he wakes up after 2 days of sleeping. And I'm like, here's your new phone that your mom got you. There you go. And he's like, oh, thanks. Anyways, this little creep then goes back to Florida for, I think it was Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And I was like, thank God this motherfucker is out of my house. It's going to be clean. I'm not going to have some drug guy there.
Shame dishes in the drawer.
Yeah, shame dishes in the drawer. Yes, I'll be able to play my video games and do what I want in my fucking living room. So excited. A week goes by. He's still not back.
Okay.
And I'm just like, well, I'm not complaining, but rent for December is about to be coming up soon. And she only paid me 3 months, and I need the December rent. So I call up his mom, like, hey, what's going on? Well, they made him go to rehab. And he is not coming back. Okay. And she's going to send me a huge ass box where I'm just going to put every single thing that I can of his in the box.
Okay.
I was like, okay, well, I'm not doing that shit for free. Like, right. What? No. And she's like, oh, no, I'm going to pay you the next 2 months of rent, and I'm going to pay you like $500 to do this.
What a nice lady.
And I was like, okay, I will now clean up your son's room, put all his shit in a box for you, and do this. Now, he was at my house, lived in my home for only 2.5 months. This room was fucking disgusting. If you thought he hid dishes in the bathroom, oh, he hid shit in his room too.
Oh.
I found not just dishes, but like half-eaten food
Ew.
in the bottom of his stuff. Definitely found socks with jizz in them. Yup. It was bad. And not just that. So I found an 8-inch hunting knife.
Oh.
Yeah. I found all of his poetry books of the shitty ass poetry that he had. And it was shitty. I read it. Well, I read some of it. I was like, ugh, God. Oh my God. So I threw those away. 8-inch hunting knife. I found a gun.
Oh.
With ammo. Like a lot of ammo. And I was like, well, I can't send a gun in a box over fucking UPS.
No.
You know, I'm pretty sure that's illegal. And I was like, well, I have friends who shoot. I have family that shoots. I'll offer them the ammo if they have it. Because the ammo's expensive.
Yeah, what do you do with the gun?
Oh, so I took it to the police.
Oh, okay.
Because I was like, I don't know what to do with this gun. It was stolen.
Oh.
It was a stolen gun. Not sure if he stole it from someone or if he bought it from someone who stole it from someone.
Sounds like that.
So it was a stolen gun. The ammo also, I realized later, was not the correct ammo for the gun.
Oh my God.
So while in my head, I was like, oh my God, he had a gun with ammo that he definitely could have shot me through the wall. No, he couldn't because it was the wrong kind of ammo. So not only was this guy like weird and creepy, but he also was fucking stupid and bought the wrong kind of ammo for the kind of gun that he stole. So,
Oh my God.
So I found all of this fucking crazy shit in his room. And I just had to put as much shit in a box that I just could and send it back to her. And I get these Snapchat messages from Creepy being like, give me my shit, you stupid bitch. I know where you live.
What the?
And I was like, I sent everything to your mother, so I don't know where your shit is. And then I blocked him. And I was like, nope, bye.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so this guy then goes off to Florida. He stays in Florida. I don't hear from him again. I'm like, all right, guys, now this is going to be the most hilarious story about a horrible roommate ever. It'll be so funny. And we're going to tell my children about it and tell them, don't go on Craigslist, you know? Well,
No.
fast forward. I get a better roommate. This awesome gay guy who was a hermit and just stayed in his room the whole time. COVID happened. We're all having a good time. It's great. Get a call in the summer. Miami-Dade police.
Oh my God.
The DA's office from Miami as well. My old roommate allegedly murdered his next roommate.
Oh no.
You want to know what happened? So the DA tells me this. Again, allegedly, right now, because he hasn't been completely.
Still?
You know, because of COVID, a lot of those trials got put on hold.
Right.
He's going to be on trial soon.
4 years later.
But he stabbed his roommate, allegedly, 8 times with an 8-inch hunting knife.
Oh, no.
The same kind of knife I found in his room. And it turns out, so he did that, allegedly. And then he put a carpet and some furniture over his roommate's body.
Wow.
And then disappeared for 4 days.
That tracks.
And unfortunately, his mom was the one who walked in and found the body.
Oh, no.
and knew immediately that it was her son that did it. Allegedly.
My God.
Now, turns out that they got into an argument, the roommate and him, over him not doing his dishes.
Oh my God.
Remember that little voice in my head that
No.
kept telling me, just do this motherfucker's dishes? Don't even say anything. In fact, cooked him dinner after he was on a drug binge? Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
If you want to survive, do these things.
Yeah. Yeah, so moral of the story is number 1, don't get roommates off of Craigslist ever. No matter how many months they're willing to pay in advance. Just pay the whole month's of rent. Just fucking do it. Number 1. Number 2, when you meet your new roommate and they are creepy, you then don't let them live in your fucking house.
Oh my God.
You know, you go, no, thank you. You don't get to live in my house now. Okay.
Oh, man.
Number 3, always do your creepy roommate's dishes. Always.
If you're stuck in this situation.
Yeah. If you haven't listened to number 1 or number 2, then always do their dishes. Always do their dishes. Cook them dinner when they go on their drunk binges, and just really just keep the peace and act like everything's fine and hunky-dory and okay. Because you just might get stabbed and murdered.
With an 8-inch hunting knife.
With an 8-inch hunting knife.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
crazy.
So that's my murderer roommate, allegedly. Well, just in case, you know.
Yeah, right.
Gotta say allegedly, just in case. Although apparently
Right.
he confessed and all that
Oh.
jazz. And that's how they know that it was over the dishes, but then still trying to get off on, he's trying to get off on his insanity is what's happening.
I don't know, man. Because, like, I feel like if you're going to be a criminal, you can't be a dumb criminal.
Right.
And I feel like that's, like, their go-to.
Yes.
Like, oh, I'm insane. I did this in the heat of the moment.
Every like narcissist or murderer or anything like that, most of them will try the insanity defense because they think they're smarter than everyone else. But in order to get the insanity defense, you actually have to have some sort of mental illness.
Right.
But also, just because you have a mental illness does not make you a murderer. And so you have to prove that in that moment, you were not of sound mind and you didn't know right from wrong.
Oh. Yeah, I can see how that... Yeah, he's not that smart.
No. No.
Don't think that's going to go well for him.
No. So that creepy murder sense, I should have listened to it the very first moment. The red flag of mom being the one to contact me.
Right.
Like, what's wrong with your son? Why are you the one doing this?
Oh my gosh. Actually,
Number 2 being from Florida. I should have really fucking just known.
Actually, there's a recurring theme with the
Mhm.
mom doing the contacting
Yes.
first, because I had an ex-patient who I found all of this after she basically got 86'd from our office.
Mhm.
But, like, before she'd even come in to see any of us, it was her mom who came in, and at least her mom was upfront about, like, hey, she's got all of these issues.
Yes.
And so this might be a problem later on down the line. But, like, nobody told me. Everybody else knew. So I just had to, like, get blindsided by the crazy. But yeah.
Yes.
If the mom contacts you, that's a red flag.
Yes. It
Jeez.
absolutely was. It was totally a red flag. I just didn't care. And one of the things that I've realized is apparently I will do really dumb shit when it comes to having to not pay full rent.
Got blindsided.
I did not get blindsided.
Or
I knew.
Blinded. There we go.
Yes, I was blinded by the half rent. And I shouldn't have been. And that's the moral of the story. Never, never, ever take money from a mom when her creepy ass son is setting off that murder sense. Right? Right?
Right.
All right. So thank you for listening to my story. Thank you all for listening to my story. Next week, I'll be talking all about how a Madam is actually what saved Seattle after a Seattle fire, and talking about the Seattle fire a little bit too, and a little stuff of that. And remember to like and subscribe, and I will catch you guys all later. Bye.